We welcome for the first time this year our old buddy, Alan Body Language. Peace! Al, put it there.
Hi, mate.
Good to see you. Did you have a good holiday?
Very good, thank you.
Where did you go away or anything?
No, I stayed at home and watched most of the politicians on television to see what we could do with them.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's interesting because it's election time and you've been noting how many politicians? All of them or just a few of them? Or?
We've had a look at all of them, primarily, of course, Mr Fraser and Mr Hawke. They've been
Yes.
prime subjects.
And what have you got out of them?
Well, I think watching their gestures has probably been the most exciting part of their speeches. And it's interesting because when you speak, your words, tone of voice and gestures come together with incredible predictability. They're synchronised. Now, if you suddenly are under pressure and you want to hold back information or not say something, or you're not sure how to answer something, your gestures go out of synchro with your words. So what we look for was...
That's part of all that bit where you say someone is not sincere when they say, I love your show. Is that...
That's exactly right, and I really do, as you know.
Now, don't get onto all that bit. I know what that means. And what's that, Aussie bonds? Or it's something else in
That's the Greek
Greece?
for go and get whatever that word
Yes,
was.
right.
Now, what we found with the two leaders was something interesting, that each of them has introduced a new element of body movement into their political speeches, which they didn't use before. Now, let me ask you a question. If you want to be completely honest and open with me, Darryl, what gesture will you show me? You want to be completely honest.
Probably
This
open
one.
palms.
Yeah, now this is a universal gesture which goes back a million or so years to the cavemen. And all the cavemen would meet and they'd all do this. So each could see that there were no weapons concealed or held anywhere in the hands.
Right.
And today, a million years later, we use the same thing. So we say, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, provided I'm going to be honest, that gesture will be in synchro with the words.
Right.
Now, Bob Hawke has introduced palms into his speech. Now, he's never been a palm man. He's always been a finger man or a fist man.
That's to
drive home
the point.
Yeah, now, if I'm going to ask your help this weekend, I can ask you one of three ways. Let's say my words are the same, my tone of voice is the same. And if I say to you, Darryl, would you mind coming around on the weekend and helping me move because I need somebody who's strong? Now, as long as you see that signal, you get what you call a gut feeling...
That you're helpless.
That I'm helpless, yeah. And
yes,
so you'll come
and you
along
really need my support. Unfortunately, I'm busy with Moomba commitments on the weekend, so I have to get someone else.
Well, let's try it another way. Let's say that I said with the same tone of voice and words...
You
Darryl...
You're going to offer me money.
No money, no money.
Oh, well.
Just a simple suggestion that says, Darryl, I'd like you to come around on the weekend and help me move house because I really need somebody strong.
But I understand the open, honest gesture will get my help on
That's
the
right.
weekend.
The minute I go to that, or if I go to that and say, Darryl, I really want you to come around on the weekend and help me out,
Yes.
there's a good chance you won't come.
Right.
Now, Mr Hawke has always been a very good finger pointer and fist pointer to make his point. Now, somebody somewhere along the line has said, Bob, you need to use your palms a bit more to make yourself more helpless.
Open, or yes.
But he hasn't done it right. He says, for example, in his first advertisement, I'd like Mr Fraser to come in and have a debate with me. Where is Mr Fraser? And the gestures aren't in synchro with the words and they don't seem right.
Ah, yes.
Now, let's have a look at the film and see what we've got.
All right.
We've put together a whole series of clips on the politicians to see if we can find out some of the areas that they might find themselves in a bit of trouble. Here's Mr Hawke. Now, he should be using fists and pointing at this point. Now, he's used his palms. He put his head down and forgot he had his palms up.
Right.
So it didn't go across very well. Now, Mel has introduced the fist. Mel is not a fist man. Mel is a palm.
No, but you don't realise what he's saying there. You see, sir, come up the road and let me do it right for you.
He's left his fist there. Now, watch Bob Hawke. Now, Bob Hawke was petrified. He touched his notes 61 times in the first 5 minutes of his opening address.
Did you count?
I counted them in slow motion. You watch his hands go across and touch them. I'm sure if he had short pants on, his knees would be knocking together at that point. He was very, very frightened. That shows he was under severe pressure.
Yes.
And Mr Fraser, when he opened his speech, was in the same position, but he rocked from left to right on his feet. See that going left to right, which is a lot better because it gives him more mobility.
Or it was the floorboards at the Malvern Town Hall.
I think Tammy bought him new shoes that night for the election speech. That's one of the ways that he does it. And you'll notice in this next clip, Bob Hawke has tremendous control of his eyes. When he wants to put pressure on you, the interviewer, he stops blinking. And he doesn't look away, which forces you, the interviewer, to look away, and you've lost control. Versus Malcolm Fraser, who blinks under pressure. Look at this. 60 to 80 blinks per minute.
60 to 80 blinks per minute?
Versus the normal 6 to 8 blinks. So that's how you can pick that he's under pressure. Here's Bob Hawke tearing apart a bottle cap underneath the desk. He doesn't think anybody can see it. And he's smiling as though everything's right under control. Here's Malcolm Fraser doing a similar thing, but he hasn't got a bottle cap, he's got his finger. We've done this in slow motion now. He's got the end of his index finger and he's twisting it back and forth in his other hand. He's not very happy about the question he's being asked, although he's smiling and appears to be in complete control.
Yes.
And you'll find that most politicians will do that behind a lectern, so you can't see what's happening back there.
Do you ever get the perfect situation where someone is
Very rarely.
perfect in gestures and with speech at the same time?
Very rarely. Here's a classic example of Bob Hawke when he thinks what you've said is a whole lot of bull. He covers his hand over his mouth. Here's Malcolm Yodeling. No, he's not yodeling. He's... in this particular one, he's looking down at his notes, and watch his tongue come out. See his tongue?
Yes.
Whenever Mr. Fraser says something and he thinks that the audience might doubt it, he gulps, then the tongue comes out. So he says, for example, I believe, gulp, tongue, that.
And what that signifies it?
That he's uncertain, he's on shaky grounds. So that's an easy way for the voters to be able to watch in context. Now remember, you mustn't take one gesture and try and hang one meaning on it. When he does it, say to themselves, why is he doing it? What pressure does he feel himself under? Then you can start to pick holes in where he's going right and where he's going wrong.
I see, but it would take a keen eye. I mean, you've been doing this for quite a few years, haven't you?
In slow motion.
In slow motion. You can pick people's gestures, but you, as you've explained before, you're not always right, are you?
If you take one gesture and try and hang a meaning on it, you can get a lot of different mistakes. For example, that could mean...
that could mean that you're shifty and you don't mean what you say.
Or...
you've got an itchy nose.
Yeah, or...
something else?
It could mean a dozen different things. It's not runny nose. Runny nose has the scoop action in this country.
Oh. You go into such definition. Dear me. Can you look at an audience and sort of...
Yeah,
can you tell with an audience, for instance, can you look at people and say, now, they're a bit nervous because they think the camera is going to come right on them now?
Yeah, you can actually. I noticed that there's one or two there that you fancy, Daryl. I watched it early in the night. They didn't see the gesture, but I saw it fairly clearly.
Did you really?
There's one gesture that the Australian male does when he sees a lady that he's real keen on. This is something that I've noticed Bob Hawke does, not on television, but when he's in a meeting.
Yes.
And I remember Tammy Fraser said she thought he was sexy.
Oh, yes.
Nobody could figure out why. She sees parts of him that other people don't see in a public meeting.
Let me tell you, I hope Hazel can figure out why.
Well, let me give you an example. Just stand up for a second. Here's a scene.
Yes.
The scene is now just close your eyes for a second.
Come over here. Yeah.
Okay. Now just close your eyes. You're standing down on the beach. Close your eyes over. Now towards you is walking Bo Derek.
Oh, right.
In the briefest of bikinis.
Yes.
And she's obviously keen on you. She really is keen. Now you want to lift your chest up, blow your stomach out, make a big impression now. Now get macho. Really get yourself to feel macho. Feel really macho. Macho. How do you do it? How do you make yourself feel macho?
I just put my
That's the one. That's it. That's it. Now, just hold it there. The average Australian does this when he sees a lady he's keen on. It means one or two things. Either he has really long thumbs, or more likely than not,
his pants are going to fall down.
but he's thinking about where he's pointing. Now, here's what I reckon's happened. Mr. Hawke does this when he's relaxed in a conference situation, not on television.
Yes.
So let's say, for example, I'll be Bob Hawke, right, and you be Tammy Fraser. Now, I'm talking to people about...
That's a bit harder for me.
You've got to pretend, right?
All right, okay.
Now let's pretend that
I'm taller.
I'm talking to my associates about the policy speech, and you're Tammy Fraser. You're just going to say hello, right?
Right.
Here's what I think she might have seen. Now I'm giving them the points about what I think should happen with the speech, and this is what's...
Hello, Bob.
Oh, hello, Tammy, and how have you been lately?
Alan Peace, everyone. Thank you, mate.